What's up, everybody? I'm Chris Eaton, and welcome to episode 107, the last episode of the year of Snakes and a Fat Man. Oh. 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 Hey there, everyone. You're tuned in to Snakes and the Fat Man with your host, Chris. I've got something thrilling to share with you today. Have you ever felt a bit lost navigating your snake collection or breeding plans? Well, I've got the solution just for you. Enter Andre and Patrick from Chimera, experts in the field and the guys you wish you knew sooner. They offer top-notch consulting services tailor-made for the snake enthusiast we are. They will help you meticulously evaluate your collection, giving you an insider's look into optimizing your lineup. And that's not all. They also specialize in drafting breeding plans and long-term project planning that factor into both your current needs and future goals, saving you time and resources in the process. With their expertise, breeding becomes a piece of cake. Cake. But here's the clincher. Andre and Patrick can help develop a business model that's designed to work for you. It's a holistic approach for maximizing your investment and passion in snake keeping. Two words there that I hate: holistic and passion. But they're giving me money, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. So don't wander in the dark. Get in touch with Andre and Patrick at Chimera and let the experts guide you. Remember, this is Snakes and the Fat Man, and we're all about taking the hiss out of handling your snakes. My snake hisses when I handle it. Go visit Patrick and Andre now at chimerareptile.com. Tune in next time for more exciting snake-centric chat. Catch you later, folks. All right, let's see what's going on down south over at the Herp shows. Let's see. This weekend, November 18th and 19th, they're going to be in West Monroe, Louisiana. On December 2nd and 3rd, they're going to be in Austin, Texas. On December 9th and 10th, they're going to be in Slidell, Louisiana. Then on January 13th, they got a little bit of a vacation there. A little Christmas vacation. They're going to be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on January 13th and 14th. Heading back down to Longview, Texas on January 20th and 21st. And the big show, they're going to be in Conroe on January 27th and 28th. They're going to stay in Texas for a little bit longer on February 24th and 25th. They're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas. And on March 2nd and 3rd, they're going to be back in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Listen, you already know this. It's the end of the year. If you wasted 2023 and haven't gone to a herp show, go to one in 2024. herpshow.net. All right, well, normally I would tell you that this is the last episode of the year and I'm going on vacation. However, what you guys don't know is that December is normally my busiest month of the year. For one thing, the next 15 minutes of lame contest for the winner of 2023 and 2024 launches on December 1st at 8 p.m. This year, the contestants include Brandon Nixon from Nixon Reptiles, Holly Russell from Texoma Exotics, Jake Hole from the Ophidiarium, Chris Sunley of CS Reptile Exotics, Terrence Keys from Keys Constrictors, Troy Woodruff, Woof Woof, from Balls and Strikes Pythons, Whitney and Jason Epps from Beauty and the Balls, Rick Allen from Army Vet with Balls, Ray Becker from Alluring Serpents, Justin Brill from Stone Age Ball Pythons, Paul Santoriello from Large Marge Morphs, Ann Ring from Mosaic Morphs, Danny and Taylor Gunder from Chakra Scales, Matt O'Malley from O'Malley's Morphs, Danny and Renee Rocha from Portuguese Pythons, Jared and Allison Wood from Jaw Dropping Morphs, and finally Brett Towers from Jersey Guys Balls. There's a bunch of people on that list who've made major waves this year, so I hope you guys go out and vote for your favorites. You could vote every 24 hours starting at 8 p.m. on December 1st all the way to 11:59 p.m. on December 24th. Online voting counts for 25% of the total vote. The other 75% will be distributed between Leviathan Snakes, last year's winner, who gets 1 vote. I mean, Courtney wants 2 votes, but they're only getting 1. All right, these fucking people, man. The other 2 judges are Donato Signore from Blind Mice Reptiles and Shane Kelly from Small Town Exotics, who get 25% apiece also. In the event of a tie, Antoine Hood from High Desert Pythons gets to do the deciding vote. Once again, I have 0 say in the winner, so don't kiss up to me, kiss up to the judges. Now, not only does the contest start at 8 p.m. on the 1st, but at 9 p.m. on December 1st, we'll be premiering, simulcasting, if you will, 15 minutes of Ball Python documentary on both my channel and the Leviathan Snakes channel. Stephen and Courtney have been working on this thing for almost a year now, and I got to see an early copy of it, and it is so good. Okay, it's just full of insights from everybody from the, if you're a new ball python breeder just starting out, or if you're a seasoned guy who has years of experience behind you, there's something for you too. I really hope that you guys stick around and watch this movie because it's so good. And everything from the look of it to the content of it, it's easily the best ball python documentary that's been released in the last year and a half or so. Gotta be honest, I'm so happy and proud to be part of the Redline family. In just over a year, Robin has made Redline Shipping the #1 reptile shipping company in the entire country. Robin gets the mic drop moment of the fucking year. With the best customer service in the hobby, the best website in the hobby. I mean, Redline became the industry standard for reptile shipping in under a year. Fuck, if you guys want to learn how to market, fucking call Robin. Use the code Robin60 to get 60% off your first 2 shipments with Redline. And then when you're done with that, use the code FATMAN5 to get $5 off Redline's already discounted rates. Listen, you're better off Red. Go check them out at redlineshipping.com. All right, do me a solid for Christmas, guys, all right? Stop being rep to bitches. At the end of the day, why wouldn't you go for the original veteran-owned cocoa substrate company that actually gives back to the fucking reptile community, all right? Come on. Go get a bag or a brick or a bigger bag right now, all right? Give it to somebody for Christmas. That'd be pretty funny. Fucking just give your fucking mother a fucking bag of Reptile for Christmas. Anyway, try it out. I guarantee a story out of it. Go check out reptichip.com. Get on it. Like, nobody was playing the long game back then except like guys like Justin and Ozzy.
The thought process was, generally speaking, is that a morph would be found and you'd buy that mutation, you'd make more of them and sell them.
Basically, he was like, hey, you still got the snakes. I was breeding them out in California.
Then I found Snakes and the Fat Man, and I remember just listening to like the first episode, I believe it was Ralph Davis.
When I first saw the 15 minutes of blame, I thought it was genius.
He started a comeback right as I was on my build, and I got in 15 minutes of lame, and we kind of like did it together.
Then I started interviewing some people that were actually doing things the right way and made me look stupid.
That's when I started thinking like, well, it'd be really cool if we won that contest. It'd be really cool if we got in on the 15 minutes of lame. That would open up, you know, a whole new group, like a whole new audience for us.
Most people, when they come to that requirements, they think, I'm not sure I want to do this that bad. That's the difference maker, in my opinion, of who succeeds and who doesn't.
Say goodbye to spreadsheets. Say hello to Clutch. Hello, Clutch. This revolutionary software system has all the tools you need to take your breeding to the next level. They actually introduced a ton of new features in the last month. I think there's actually even a feature that says stop. All right? Stop breeding, you fucking loser. You suck at this, okay? Where else could you get that? Can I tell you where? No, because I don't use it. But you could read about it for yourself. Head on over to clutch.io, that's CLTCH.io, and discover the power of your collection.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Hey guys, it's Justin at Canova. So in the past few years, Canova's become the top source for amazing ball pythons. Now Chris tells me, Justin, it's time to give back. So we're sponsoring the 15 Minutes of Lame to support the new and upcoming breeders. So jump in here. Let's hear your ideas. Let's hear your thoughts. Maybe you can turn your 15 minutes of lame into 20 years of lame, just like I did. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. So bring it.
15 Minutes of Lame!
Yo, look who I have here. I have Mr. Brett Towers from Jersey Guys Balls.
What's up?
What? How yous guys doing? What's up, brother?
Doing pretty good.
You're obviously in Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based in
And
South
where in Jersey are you?
We're like 25 minutes outside of Philly. So
Oh,
really
shit.
right between Philly and Atlantic City. That's right where we are.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you're probably 2.5 hours from me. Okay.
Yeah, we're south. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know how this shit works.
Yeah,
You're
man.
gonna get 15 minutes on the clock, and it's gonna start right now.
You got it.
I'm gonna have to ask. I
So-
mean, what's with the name? I mean, it's
Uh,
almost obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
So we were just starting out. We're trying to find a name that really embodied us. We're from New Jersey. It's really me, my dad, and my girlfriend, but it's really just a couple guys. And we mainly work with ball pythons. But I mean, when we're really trying to find a name that when you shut your eyes and you think about Jersey Guys Balls, we wanted to be the people you thought about.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't have much of an accent. As far as
Uh-huh.
I remember meeting your dad in Texas, and he doesn't have much of an accent either.
Nope.
Fuck,
No.
these guys, fucking A. Right? Jesus Christ. All right, how long have you been doing this?
So we started. I bought my first ball python as a pet. It's the first snake I ever owned in 2020, in the middle of COVID.
Right in the middle. Okay.
And we started investing more and more money on looking at the business side of things towards the end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much have you putting it? How much have you putting in since 2020, 21?
Yeah. So we have a couple other businesses, family businesses, where
Is sanitation one of them?
no.
No.
Yeah.
No
We
kind
got,
of trucking.
We have landscaping, we have pest control,
Mm.
and then we have a couple rental properties and stuff like that. So when we were getting into ball pythons and we were doing our research, we saw that if you invested big money, there's potential to make big money as well. Plus, it's all write-offs. Whenever you open another company, it's write-offs for the other companies.
Right.
So we put in between 600 and 700,000.
Oh my.
Yeah,
You're
man.
fucking killing me right
Yep.
now. Right? And
Yeah.
how old are you?
I'm 23.
Fucking 23. Six and
Yeah.
$700,000.
Yeah, man.
Man. I mean, I don't mean to
It's a lot
burst
of
your
money.
bubble, but when I was coming up at 23, I didn't have 600 or 700 grand to dump into fucking some stupid company.
Yeah.
But whose idea was it to start the company?
It was mine.
It was
I've been
yours.
into the ball pythons since high school. I was just never allowed to own one until I brought up the business side of things.
Mm,
And then when COVID happened, well, I mean, what else are you gonna
right,
do? So,
yeah, no, it's a good
um,
point.
yeah, man.
And in Jersey, is there a lot of competition?
So there's a couple smaller breeders. There's no one quite to our scale. There's a couple guys, RB Reptiles. I haven't heard from him in a while. And then there's Steve Winkler. He's pretty nearby.
Okay,
And
I've heard of
then,
Steve Winkler.
yeah, and then there's John Danner.
Okay,
But
haven't
other than
heard.
that, there's not much around us.
There's not much. Okay, so
Yeah,
you guys are in a pretty good position
yeah.
there. Fuck, 700 grand. What
It's a
the
lot of
fuck,
money.
man? If I would have noticed that, if I would have known that when I met your father, I would have slapped the shit out of you. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, so fucking good for you guys. Now, what are some big projects that you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we really work in most of the recessive projects. We're into zebra pretty big, sunset pretty big, monsoon pretty big, ultramel monarch, desert ghost, pretty much all of them. But we're really just trying to blend them all together, really.
Well,
Um,
and out of that 700 grand,
yeah,
how much have you gotten back
we
after 2
probably
years?
made probably a little bit over 150.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
That's not a bad return. It's a better
no,
return than a fucking if you opened up a restaurant,
yeah.
right? But it's not a better return if you opened up a fucking Dunkin' Donuts, all right? So,
You're telling me my girlfriend's there every day.
how did your fucking girlfriend fucking finagle her way into being part of this company?
She was always really into it, and then she does more of the. We have leopard geckos. We have a couple other species, but she does mostly all the leopard gecko stuff. And yeah, I mean, she just wanted to be a part of it, and I don't mind having extra hands. It's a lot of snakes.
Now, was there a marriage plan with this chick?
Eventually,
Eventually,
I got a while.
you've given up.
Just
You've
23.
basically you've just given up, and you're like, yeah, I guess this didn't happen, right? If I started a business that I put $600,000 into, I'm stuck with you at least for a little while.
A little bit, at least.
How does it feel that she could potentially take half?
Oh, I don't want to think about all that yet. We're not even engaged yet. We don't got to worry about it.
Oh, all right, good. Fucking be smart, right? Be smart, right? It's funny because your dad doesn't look like a fucking Jersey guy. He looks like a fucking Duck Dynasty guy.
Yeah, he sure
Fucking-
does.
and you look like a total, like fucking in training to be in the mafia guy. You're very like clean cut and very fun. You're very typical Jersey. I'm not saying you're Jersey Shore, but you're Jersey Sopranos.
Yeah.
A little bit. And you guys are into these giant fucking projects. I mean, nobody in Jersey is really touching you guys right now, right?
I don't. There might be some people up in North Jersey. I'm not really sure who's all up there. I mean, Steve Winkler's got some nice stuff, but I feel like we have the best collection in the like a immediate area. I would say.
Yeah, I would think the closest guy to you would a collection similar to yours would be Ozzy.
Yeah, he's like 3 hours from us.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And how many snakes do you have right now?
Including babies for sale, or
yeah,
we're probably right around 350.
350. So that's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's probably the snakes are the easy part. The rats are the hard part.
Oh, you breed your own rats? Fucking gross, dude. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough.
And do you breed the rat? Like, what do you have? Like an outbuilding?
Yeah. So because we have the couple family businesses, we pretty much have a whole industrial property where we have a warehouse for the rats.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you have other employees or no?
Just one kid. He breeds ball pythons as well. He just graduated high school. He's going to college down the street. He pretty much cleans our rats.
Oh,
And
okay. All right. That's
yeah,
something.
takes a lot of
All right.
time from the rats from me.
Okay. And obviously you keep the snakes at the house and then the rats,
Yep.
you have a building, right?
Yep.
Okay. And is the plan to do this full time? I mean, you've put in enough money
Yeah.
to where, is the plan for this to be, the main business or?
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, eventually, that's what we would like to do. Especially me, I would love to do this full time. We got in 2020, 2021, so a lot of the babies, the real nice stuff that we bought is just about to come up to size, female wise.
Right.
So we're hoping that this next year, the year after that, that's when a lot more money will start coming in. Then we'll start seeing a profit, and then we can start thinking about doing it full time. But right now, we just have businesses that we have to deal with anyway.
Right. And you work all of your father's businesses also?
I don't do much of the landscaping. I own the pest control company. And if he needs help with the landscaping, he does like Christmas lights and snow plowing. I'll help with that stuff as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now overall, how many businesses you have? 3?
So yeah, it's basically 3 if you include the rental properties as its own business. That's what's classified as its.
Well, because you got to maintain those too, right?
Yeah. It's more like 5 or 7 like that. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're a busy fucking dude.
And he's really busy. He's much more busy than I am.
Right. Okay. Sure. And do you go to all the major shows every year?
Yeah, we try to. We missed a couple of them last year, just life getting in the way. But this year we pretty much went to all of them. We vended pretty much all the NARBCs and Daytona. And then we're still vending the St. Louis one coming up in November. And then we did a couple of local shows as well.
I was going to say, do you do local shows? Because if you have the high-end stuff, what are you really getting rid of at a local show?
Yeah, but then when you have the high-end stuff, like you're still going to have to breed, you're going to be breeding double heads still. So you're still going to be hitting normal male double heads that they don't sell as high-end. So you pretty much just sell them as normals anyway.
Right. Yeah, you have to have certain byproduct, right?
Yeah.
That you probably get rid of at a local show.
Right.
Have you been finding that the shows are worth it to you?
So the NARBC shows weren't too bad to us. We pretty much broke even at most of them. But we're the new guy on the block, really. Like you walk in Tinley, you're looking for Bob's Balls or Canova.
Right.
And then you walk by us, see what we have. We have decent stuff. Then you start thinking about us at the next show, really.
Right. Have you found that the last 6 months or so, have the shows been doing better than Morph Market, or is Morph Market still?
I would say the shows they're probably doing a little bit better in Morph Market. Morph Market for a couple months there was like dead.
Yeah.
It picked up a little in the last 2 months.
Right.
But yeah, the show's been pretty good for us this year.
But why do you think that? Do you think just because the new owner's a fucking douche and fucking he chased away a lot of people?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit that. I think a little bit of at the shows you're more willing to cut deals, I would say, because you're like you bring all the snakes, you're like, I don't want to go home with any of them.
Right.
The more I get rid of, the less I got to take home. And then Morph Market's interesting right now for sure.
All right. All right. Let's talk some sponsors here.
Sure.
You guys use Reptile?
No.
Man, why the fuck not? All right.
We use cypress mulch. We found it works.
Yeah. Well, JT's giving you a big fuck you right now, saying fuck you and your cypress mulch. Okay.
It happens.
All right.
It happens.
Now, do you have sea serpents racks in your house?
Yeah, we sure do.
I can tell. I can tell right there. Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful. So Chris Nettles does not give you a fuck you. Okay. Do you have a focus cube habitat?
We do.
Look, yeah.
We got a green tree. Yeah.
One of the fucking rare dudes. Steven and Ashley do not give you a fuck you.
Yeah.
Fucking that's great. Now, you said you do geckos also.
Yeah, we have leopard geckos, we have tree monitor, green tree pythons, all sorts of stuff.
And have you ever bought a snake from Frank or a gecko from Frank at Geeky Gecko Creations?
I don't think we have.
He's another Italian from Arizona, so he's
Yeah.
just giving you the fuck you right now. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Now, I know the answer to this. Have you ever bought a snake from Canova?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots.
Justin does not give you a fuck you. However, all right, he retains the right to give you a fuck you
It's fair.
because do you use clutch?
No, I don't use clutch.
Justin's like, fuck you. Oh, man, you almost had Justin. Fucking, you almost had him.
I use spreadsheets.
Old school.
Yep.
Yeah, your dad reminds me of an old school guy. So
You should see his spreadsheets.
Now, I've seen your logo. It doesn't look like a Steward Design logo.
It sure isn't.
You guys put $700,000 into this fucking company, and you can't spend $5,000 with Steward Design.
We like our logo. We got it for $100, and we like it.
Oh, don't tell people that. Fucking. Oh, what do you use? Fiverr?
No, we used some guy on Instagram.
Oh, is it Sinking Pencil Design?
Yeah, that guy.
The problem with him, Blake Stewart gives you a fuck you, by the way.
Yeah.
The problem with Sinking Pencil Design is that he's become so successful now.
Yeah.
That
he's made a killing off the Reptile.
A lot of the logos are starting to look the same.
Yeah.
Like you know who did it as soon as you look at it, you know?
Yeah, I thought that too.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, that's okay though. All right. At least you use a successful fucking guy. Let's see here. Do you use Redline shipping?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. You are one of the reasons that they have become the #1 reptile shipping company in America.
You can tell. They're killing it, man.
Robin does not give you a fuck you.
I appreciate that.
And lastly, I know that Sean and Laura are going to give you a fuck you. Have you ever been to a herp show?
No. I don't even know where a herp show is.
Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana.
Yeah,
I didn't expect you to go down there, but still, they still give you a fuck you. Right? Are you a member of US ARC?
Yep.
Okay, sure. Good deal. Fucking good deal. And if people wanted to right now, where could they go to get in touch with you?
I would definitely go on our Instagram at Jersey Guys Balls. You can email us at contact@jerseyguysballs.com. I mean, you can go on Facebook. We don't really use Facebook.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fuck, you look too young to be Facebook thing, man. Yeah. I can see your dad doing Facebook, but
he's big on Facebook.
Yeah, probably doesn't understand Instagram.
Yeah,
like, how the fuck do you do his stories, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. And what's the plans for the next 5 years for Jersey Guys Balls?
Yeah. So honestly, we just want to create new.
Oh, it doesn't matter what the plans are because your 15 minutes is up. But go ahead, fucking tell me.
We just want to create new projects that have never been hit before. We got double hit sunset monsoons that are about to be of size. Who knows what that'll look like? We have a bunch of different projects with sunset and monsoon and zebras and mixing them all together, really. And who knows? See where it takes us.
Yeah, no, I got you. Basically, you want to go after these high-end people with the high-dollar snakes. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So, fucking Brett, thank you so much for fucking taking the time. I appreciate it.
I appreciate
it. This is the last show of the year.
Oh man.
Okay, so until I'm on vacation in fucking December. So, thank you again. I appreciate it. Tell your dad hi for me.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks so much for the opportunity, man.
Oh, dude, I'll let you know when this comes out, and we're gonna knock it out. Listen, go fucking like, follow, and subscribe to Jersey Guys Balls. All right, Brett Towers, everybody.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Listen, guys, Steward Design doesn't just create logos, they build brands. What do I mean by this? Well, your brand has both a verbal and visual side. Think of this as your brand message and brand image. Your brand message is what initially draws clients to you and continually generates new business. After that, the quality of your product and service keeps them coming back and retains them. Without effective messaging, you're only going to be connecting with a small percentage of the clients you could be connecting with. Your brand message helps you clearly define who you are, how are you different from your competitors, what value you offer to your clients, and why potential clients should choose you over others. For this reason, Steward Design always starts branding projects by developing your brand's message first. Creating a logo without understanding why and how it needs to look is only going to hold your company back and should be considered fucking malpractice. Steward Design starts by clarifying your goals, audience, and industry. Then they form your messaging. After that, they strategically determine what colors, styles, and fonts make the most sense to use. And then finally, how the logo needs to look and function. You see, the visual identity of a company should be a natural result of proper strategy. Because the question really shouldn't be, do I like this? It should be, will this work? Steward Design figures out what will actually work and provides you with a true investment to grow your business. When done right, it should attract the right people and it should reflect your business properly. It should make your company more memorable, and it should build trust and credibility with your clients. On the other hand, if it's done poorly, it could do the exact opposite. It could make you look amateur and can actually deter your business. Don't settle for a fucking idiot that simply offers you a cheap logo. Build your brand the right way. Bring out your best so you could get it right from the start and finally move out of your mother's fucking basement, crush it at Tinley, Pomona, or Arlington, and build a life for yourself doing what you love. Contact Steward Design today. You could reach them at stewarddesignbrands.com. Again, that's stewarddesignbrands.com. So this is the last Snakes and a Fat Man episode of the year until Christmas Day, when the 2023 winner of the 15 Minutes of Lame contest is announced. And it's been a hell of a year for me, okay? I was going to say, it's a little rough, a little fucking rough. So I'm going to be a little selfish with this episode. When I initially had my leg amputated, Bionic Benny was one of the first people to reach out to me and fucking talk to me and kind of encourage me and kind of get me through everything. He literally went through the same amputation with the same leg, but the only difference was he had a ton of other shit happen to him during that particular auto accident. So, for one thing, it definitely made me realize how fucking lucky I was. We literally spent probably 3 or 4 hours on that first call while I was in the hospital. And man, he just reached out and kind of, laid the groundwork for the shit that I was going to go through and that I was currently going through. And this was one of the few guys that knew how I felt, right? And I just thought, man, this dude deserves to tell his story to a bunch of people. And I'm glad I did it, man. I'm glad I fucking did it. Here's my one-on-one with Bionic Benny. What's up, everybody? Look who I have here. I have one of the first guys that reached out to me after my fucking shit show a couple of months back, Bionic Benny. What's up, fucking Bionic Benny?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm glad to be on your show, man.
Well, the thing is that, like, you have a channel, right?
Yeah.
But everybody seems to know who you are, right off the bat. And do you think that's because you're in the same situation that I am, or is it because you were this well known prior to your accident?
No, yeah. So I would say I put in the work too, right? So I did all these trips to go to Tinley, to go to Animal Con, to go all these events, and I showed a face after my accident. And man, you really notice when you're in a wheelchair missing a leg, right? So you're very noticeable. It's its own advertisement, basically. You're like, oh, that's the guy with the missing leg. Right. But yeah, just doing the work of going to Tinley and showing face to people, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, how come that guy has so many followers, or how come that guy is noticed? It's because that guy is out there doing the work, right? He's showing face. He's he's just, and I go to say hi to everybody. I'm saying, when I'm at these shows. But yes, like, I think the missing leg, I have to say it, is like an advertise. It's like you see the guy with the missing leg, you're gonna kind of
Yeah,
look at him,
you're gonna
remember him.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
matter what. How fast did you go to a show after your accident? Like how quickly did it happen?
Ooh, that's a good question. So let me see. My accident was 2020, 2022, I believe.
Okay.
I believe, I can't quote me on that, but I think it was first show was Animal Con. I might have went to no, yeah, Animal Con was my first trip, and then that was my first trip alone. So that was like roughly
2 years
yeah,
ago. Yeah,
2
'cause
years
the
ago, or
second one.
2 years into my accident. And then after that, a month later, I went to Tinley. So it was like 2 years. I would say I would have went quicker. A lot of my stuff got rehomed, and I was out of the game for a little bit. My brothers rehomed a lot of my animals, and so I had to restart everything. Yeah, and when I went back, I just went back with a smiling face and just took it positive.
But when you went back, and I'm just going to ask you because these are some of the things that have been on my mind. Did you feel any sort of embarrassment about being in the wheelchair or anything like that?
Mm, you not really, man. I mean, like okay, let's just say the first year of being in a wheelchair or being like amputee, right? I got that. I got the looks from people out, out and about, just going to my grocery store or whatever. So I got the looks there. That's where it was kind of getting to me. After you get used to the people staring at you and the kids, it's usually the kids. Kids are fascinated,
Right.
But going to the shows after doing that, it was natural. You just, you kind of, and a lot of people are welcoming, man. I don't see too many people look down upon you. They kind of motivate you in this hobby. I feel like there's not too many people that. Yeah.
No, I gotta say, like people have been like extraordinarily nice to me. Like
100%.
Strangers are like doing shit for you, like holding the door for you, smiling at you, and I'm like, dude, I could hold the door for myself. Yeah, like I could push my way through. But it's kind of like I like it, but I don't like it. Like I don't like them to look at me like I'm incapable of doing something. Yet at the same time, it's still still nice.
That gets to you. I get what you're saying. Like when people try to open up the door for me when I go to the gym, I always make it a thing. Even the people at the front desk at my gym, they see me. I open the door quicker. I try to open the door before someone's if someone's walking to the door, leaving or coming. I try to beat them to the door, and I'll open up the door for them. And it's what I'm saying, it's just something fun I do, it's like a little, I try not to let when people open doors for me, I try not to let it get to me. Right. But yes, I try to be independent. I get what you're saying. You try to be independent and all that.
Was there a depression time when it first happened, or did you just come right out of it saying, okay, listen, I got to move forward, so
yeah. So I would say my depression time was before that, right? So I was like if you ask any of my family or friends, I was probably from my age of like, my teens to like my late 20s and all the way up until my accident. I was always depressed. I always had something going on. Had all of those issues, right? So like I went through that before. So my best friend, actually, when I lost my leg and I got to my accident, he says, "Oh man, he's going to be depressed. It's going to get to him," and he was worried for me, right? But literally, it was one day of me. My sister was like, because I was like, I woke up out of my coma, right? But I will go into that in a little bit about my accident. But I woke up in my coma, and then my sister showed me a picture, or she's like, "Hey, do you know where you're at?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "No." I was like, "Can I go home? I want to go home." She's like, "You're not going home for a long time, right? Or for a little bit, right?" And then I was like, "What do you mean?" And then she took a picture, and she showed me a picture, and it was like me with the, I had my the neck brace on. Because I have bolts in my neck for my fractured neck. So they had like this whole thing where I can't move, right? I was limited in movement. So I couldn't see. And she showed me a picture of my missing leg. I was like, oh my gosh, like they have you on so much painkillers where you get, your brain's really foggy and all that. But that moment right there is probably like that's where it started, like the crying and like depression, I would say. But it was literally, I want to say it was 24 hours. Yeah, like that's all I remember it being. At the hospital, I wasn't depressed too much.
Right.
I was like literally 24 hours. I came back home and then it's like, okay, let's get to work. First things first, like worked on my rehab and just getting stronger. The weight gain kind of got to me. I think that's what got to me, as in if I was like depressed. I don't think I was depressed because I was with family. So it's just nonstop waking up to babies, and I was always in a good mood. But yeah, I would say like once the weight gain started coming on, then I was like, okay, let me fix this, and then I fixed that, or still working on it. But yeah, it wasn't much depression. It was more I had a like if I stayed depressed, I would probably be in a darker in a darker mood or whatever.
Yeah, no, you ended up a lot worse off than I did, because you got a lot of shit fucked up on you when the accident happened. Like you broke your wrist, you broke you had problems with your neck and back, and I went in there knowing I basically asked them to take it off. Because
Gotcha.
I said, listen, I don't want to go through another operation that's going to put me out for 2 months, and I may only gain 3 months from it, and then you have to cut it off anyway, right? So
yeah, you don't want to go through all.
Because the pain is just too much,
Yep.
And that was after 6 or 7 years of being in pain all the time, right? But so I didn't really have a depression period, okay? The part that depressed me is after I got home, because I thought, I thought of everything. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do to fix it. I'm going to get the new leg. I'm going to knock everything out. I didn't take into consideration like what it does to your family, like watching them watch you, and that made me a little bit depressed. But there's a point where I just said, maybe, a couple of days later, I'm like, listen, you get 15 minutes every morning to feel sorry for yourself. And then that's all you could feel sorry for yourself for the day for. Then you got to just move on. And, at this point now, I'm like, it's just a fucking leg. I'm still doing what everybody else could do. I'm just doing it a lot slower, So that's the main point. But you reached out to me right away, that was awesome, man. That was really appreciative.
I felt like I had to, like, I would have done it regardless, right? Just seeing a person in like a need or whatever. But like, I feel like I didn't know what my purpose was after why I survived the accident, right? Like I was like trying to find my purpose in life, and like, the reason why I lived, but basically, there's a few reasons, right? So I think, your accident was first before I met that kid recently in Animal Con. So when I saw you in your accident, because I know who you are, right? But we never really talked. And first, I just like, I have to, it's like, it's meant for me. Like, you're in the reptile hobby, or you're in that, in the same hobby, right? And I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, where I'm missing a leg. I was like, let me just make a call out to him. And I reached out to you. I was hoping you would pick up, and you did. Yeah, man, I felt like it was my purpose to really, reach out to you.
The first time we actually spoke on the phone, we talked for like 2 hours, right? It was like, you were like a Tinder date for me, like a Tinder date. And it was funny because I was just like, I really don't want to talk to anybody. But then I was like, this is probably the guy to talk to, he's basically like the West Coast version of you, because you're above the knee also, right?
Yeah, above the knee.
You're above the knee, and you went through it all. And I started watching your videos, and if anybody hasn't subscribed to Benny's Instagram yet, I mean, fucking do it, man. And it's not all gay and fucking inspirational. It's not for that, but to just see what the guy goes through just to get the most basic shit done, and you're always fucking happy.
I know.
He's one of those dudes that are just like always fucking happy. So
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, it was fucking great. Now, the reasons that you got yours done were totally different than mine, obviously. Why don't you tell me about the accident as much as you can, because I know there's shit going on with that. But why don't you just tell me about the accident and let me know what happened with that?
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, it was October 2020. It was basically I got into a car accident on the freeway, and this is the far left lane, so like the fast lane out here in California. And then got into a car accident. I don't remember this, so like this is all explained to me from like the police. What do you call it? The police
Report.
Police report. And so basically, got into the car accident. They don't know what injuries I had in that car accident, but then I ended up getting out of the car. For what reasons, I don't know. It could have been that I was very injured, or to check on the person, or who knows, right? And I get out of the car, and this is like five or so minutes past by the time I got out of my car to when I end up getting ran over by a car on the freeway. So a lot of people said that they slowed down, but this lady came smashing through.
Jesus Christ! So you got into an accident, got out of the car, then got hit,
and then got ran over. So like, yeah. So yeah, I went. There's like pictures of her car. I was like, man, that lady looked like she hit a cow or something. I was like, I'm just thank God to be alive. But now also like my face doesn't look too messed up or anything. I did have some scars on my head, but like I said, I had the neck injury. They have a bunch of screws in my neck. I have the broken arm, the broken hand right here. So this is the snake hook hand, I call it, because it's like that.
Right. Yeah, you got the U. Yeah.
so I got surgery to try turning the wrist, but it can't turn it. I have to force it a little bit, but there's not. That's about it right there. I told him to amputate in the beginning because there was no movement in the fingers. I was in the same boat as you. I was like, just amputate it. It's like really, it was more annoying because it was just in there dead basically. And then fingers started to move. They're like, hold on, just wait, have patience. And then fingers started to move. So I was like, you know what, this is better than having an amputated leg and an amputated arm, right?
Yeah.
And this could hold on to like, it could hold on to something like this, whatever. It's still useful. And like I said, I could use it to, hook, give this thing, because there's a lot of nerve damage in this arm. So, but also like this skin right here is like for my leg. So they had to skin graft all this.
Right.
But then also I had damaged intestines. So like I have a big scar going down my stomach. So they had to repair a lot of my intestines and all that. So, and remove a lot of damaged ones.
So after the initial car accident, you were able just to get out of the car. So you were walking no problem there.
I don't know. Like, yeah, that's what this is all said, right? So like, yeah, I was walking, of course, right? So like I walked out. So I don't know if the leg, of course, got broken when I got ran over on the freeway. Okay. They said she was going 70 plus. So she said she was going 70. So I think anybody gets hit by a car that's going 70, they usually don't make it.
Well, yeah. In LA, right? Fast lane. That's she probably was going at least 70, So
yep.
So
look at what's our good friend's name? Gomez.
Sal Gomez, yeah.
So he's in a similar boat as me, right? So like that's where I could relate to both of you guys. Is like, I got ran over by a car too, and then same thing as you, got an amputated leg. So it's like I could relate to both of you guys, but thank God that he's
because it was broken or because there was a problem with it also.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you why they couldn't attempt saving it, but like it was broken from the bottom portion, and there was a broken at the top below the knee. So there was just a chunk of bone just swivel around. Skin is the only thing that was holding it on, basically.
Right.
So it was broken off the foot and all that. So it was broken to pieces, but I don't know what the chances of them trying to save that were. Yeah, I'm just I'm more mad about my animals being rehomed than missing my leg, honestly.
Yeah. No, I get you. Because that's what people are, people are calling me up and checking on me. And some people are just calling me now, because they're like, I'm sure you were, deluged with fucking phone calls when this first happened. But when they find out that I'm just like, no, let's just do what we got to do to move on. Like I'm not in pain anymore. There was pain when they first chopped it off, obviously.
Yeah, it's tender right there.
Yeah, but other than that, it was you know, it was relatively quickly where I didn't have pain anymore, and now
Let me
it's
ask,
just biding time.
how long did they take to take off your stitches? So like once you got it done, like because they overdid mine. Like mine healed over the stitches too much, and they were removing them. It was extremely painful.
Oh,
I don't know.
I had staples,
Yeah,
and
that's Staples too. Yeah,
they pulled out the staples. Like I
yeah.
had already had about 38 staples in the other leg when I had an operation on it.
I remember
And
you telling me. Yeah.
I remember that being like one of the most painful things that I've ever been through is when they're cutting the staples and they're
Oh God.
because your skin already grew over the staples.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what that's.
So you're like, what the fuck, man?
I know. You're just like, oh, stop. It's like I had to take breaks. I had to take breaks. I was like, I can't do
I
it.
had to take breaks too. I totally had to take breaks too. I remember when they took him out of the right leg, I was in so much pain that my father was driving me home and he was stuck behind like a school bus,
Yeah.
like on the highway, and he was going like 30 miles an hour. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, go around the fucking bus. Like, are you kidding me? Because your leg is in a weird position and it's, you know, it's bleeding all over the place. But when they had to take out the staples for the amputation, that shit was just as painful. But thankfully there was a lot less of them. Please excuse this brief interruption for a word from one of our sponsors. How fucking thrilled am I to have Focus Cubed Habitats joining the Snakes and the Fat Man family. They are literally the best display cages that I've ever owned. I was a fan of this husband and wife team of builders from when they were putting out these amazing pieces of fucking art from their garage. Stephen and Ashley have been keeping reptiles for years, and as experienced keepers, they understand how important your animals are in your life. Focus Cubed Habitats provide security and comfort for your animals while maintaining these insane, badass designs that everyone can appreciate. They give you the opportunity to make their home part of your home. You want options? They've got options. Every Focus Cubed Habitat is custom made to your specs, and you could choose from hundreds of options on their website. Too many options? Ashley and Steven have a huge selection of blog-style articles and complete accessory fact pages on their website to help educate consumers about add-ons that will best fit their individual needs. Listen, at the end of the day, these fucking cages are showpieces. Every cage that Focus builds will be the centerpiece of your reptile room. Hell, they could be the centerpiece of your fucking living room. If you have reptiles that you want to display, look no further than Focus Cubed Habitats. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and even fucking TikTok. Or just go old school and go right to FocusCubedHabitats.com and tell them that the Fat Man told you to drop them a line. It doesn't matter what reptile you're feeding. The Reptile Deli has it all. I'm beyond excited to have my old friend Brian Kazmarchak bringing the Reptile Deli to the strip mall that is Snakes and the Fat Man. I've watched Brian grow this business from a fucking storage pod to a 25,000 square foot facility in a state where they make it almost impossible for a small business to succeed, let alone grow. Reptile Deli has been producing some of the industry's best feeder rodents for almost 15 years. Their rodents are grown under the best conditions and regularly tested for quality to be sure they're in optimal health before they ship them right to your door. Reptile Deli also has a roach issue. They've spent years raising dubia roaches and have put insane efforts into R&D so that your pet reptiles get the very best. They offer cup dubia roaches, bulk dubia roaches, and wholesale dubia roaches in a variety of sizes. Are you one of those bioactive people? The deli offers simply the best isopods and springtails in the business, with cutting-edge isopod and springtail technology that brings in unbelievable shelf life with biostable microhabitat culture cups. They have an incredible selection of isopods for sale, from rare species all the way down to the common roly-polies, man. Reptile Deli has grown into a cutting-edge feed manufacturer and are distributors of the most advanced reptile products. But don't take my word for it. Take the word of over 800 retail locations across North America that are selling their products. Check them out now at reptiledeli.com. You know,
Yeah. I forgot to mention also, when I was in a coma, so I was in a coma for or induced coma, so everyone gets it, because a lot of people are like, when I tell them I'm in a coma, they're thinking that was a non-induced coma. But
Right.
anyway, so when I woke up, when I was 2 weeks, I think, or a week into the coma, so originally they saved my knee. They had my knee, and I wish I kept my knee so much, but my knee had an ACL, because people they have their knees, they use their prosthetic with the knee. It's their natural movement. It's just really it's more easier for them to get around and walk with, right? Rather than people like us with a above knee. But anyway, it got infected when I was in my coma. So they had to amputate it like probably a week into my coma. I don't know exactly on the time.
I'm actually glad that they did the above the knee.
Yeah.
Because below the knee, yeah, it might be easier for the prosthetic, but you got that little flipper then for your whole life.
Yeah.
That's not gonna look cool, man. Yeah.
Also, mine was a tore ACL too. I tore ACL, a meniscus, and that knee. So like that knee needed surgery. I can't imagine like what it would have done in pain for me after that. So yeah, I'm glad they kind of got rid of it at the same time.
Yeah. Well, just so everybody knows, the above knee prosthetic, just so you know how it works, is that it's basically like a big, like a tube, and you have to put
I
it
wish I
on.
could go grab it. Mine's over in the living room over there.
Oh no, it's all right, man. But it's like a big tube that you have to pretty much put all the way up to like by your balls, right?
Yeah.
To get
it could get right there sometimes too, man. You gotta. Oh, that's one thing. I'll talk to you off camera about that. It'll become painful if you don't put it on right.
Right, exactly. Well, that's the thing I keep hearing is that the below the knee amputation people have it a little bit easier, but also I think that ours looks cooler because it really is like a fucking metal Terminator leg.
Exactly. If you put all the right wraps on it and all that, there's some cool wraps on those, and then especially if you get like the electric knee and all that.
Right.
That's my ultimate goal, is to get one of those knees. But
the one they're starting me with is a microchip one. They said
they're gonna start you with the microchip.
Yeah, they said why not try and get the best one.
Man. I mean, shoot, I wish I did that.
Right.
I think those help out on those will help out on I think it reads it.
Yeah.
Like when you go bending your knee and all that. Like mine, man, it's I can't yet to squat with it too much yet. Like I said, I had a lot of injuries that caused me not to use it right away too. With and it was it took a lot of time to get that muscle back and all that. Right. Now that I'm a little bit outgoing, doing like all these push-ups and all this fitness stuff that I do now, I think it's gonna be a lot easier. Like I was surprised on how far I walked at Animal Con on that stage. That was like my first attempt, and I just did it because I was like, I'm on stage at Animal Con. Let me just trying to walk this whole thing. And I was like, I could fall, but I was
handle the stairs up to the stage.
So yeah, that was a little different, but like, you kind of lean it. So I'm using the cane, the wrist canes or whatever you would call those. Right. I was using that, and I was using like the stair handle. But yeah, it's very simple. You just gotta put weight into the cane. Without the cane and without the handle, I don't know yet. I haven't really attempted that too much. Too much. I always depend on support. Without the support yet.
Right. They had showed me one with a hydraulic, and I saw the one with the hydraulic, and I was like, man, that just looks way cooler than the one with the microchip.
I had the hydraulic one, right? So, but like, man, I think the microchip you're gonna like it a lot better. I think go for the best one, man. You spend all that money, might as well. Well, it depends on where you live, I guess, on your prosthesis. Because then my prosthesis, they just sent me out with that leg, and I didn't know better, right? I was just like, and I think it was what your insurance could cover. I don't know, regardless. But my goal is to get that leg one day.
Do you have like a socket now where it just clips in, or do you still have to use the suction?
It's a strap. It's a Velcro strap.
Okay. All right.
Very cheap. Yeah, I'm sorry, the dog back there.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a Velcro strap. Man, I wish like I said, I shouldn't have brought my leg over here, but like it's a Velcro. It's really, I feel like it's the lowest you could go. Maybe I don't know any cheaper you could get than this one. Unless you got like one of those old school ones, but like man, yeah, having a Velcro just means I want the socket one, right?
Right.
Or where it's just like you push it down, it goes into spot place. But yeah, there was something I wanted to talk about, but I don't know how you feel about me sharing something on the show that's not a sponsor, but because this guy's been working on this tool, I might have mentioned it to you.
Yeah, fucking A, man. Let just talk about it.
Okay, so it's called Olaf, right? So it is yet to. They never made anything to put on. So this is actually my sleeve that I put onto my leg, right?
Right.
So they never really made a tool to put on this sleeve because you haven't put nothing on yet. Are you putting any shrinkers on yet?
No, but I wrap it every day with an ace bandage. So they said it's going to be minimal shrinkage needed because I wrap it so tight with the ace bandage.
And then as time goes on, it's going to shrink itself too without even you trying to use the shrinkers.
Right.
Yeah, so like this is a pain in the ass when your leg is too like swollen or too big. It's even like with me, for you, it'll be a little bit easier because you got your two hands, right?
Right.
With me, it's hard with this hand. This hand doesn't. It'll try to grip it. And like I said, I have a fat leg, so when I try to put it on and I almost got it, it rolls back over. So like this works. Right. I don't know. It works. Here, I'll show you a little bit. So you have to invert it.
Right.
And then you have to push it on to your leg, right? So you got to center this, right? And then you center that with the tip of your leg, and then you push it on. But with me, I don't have that power behind it. I had to ask my friends, my family members, to put it on this sleeve if I wanted to wear my leg. And it was just a pain in the butt. And they never made a tool that I know of because this guy created this tool recently. And this is just like I don't know what generation this is now. He's been just trying to work on them. I'm the first above knee amputee to use this tool. I want to work on getting one made for you. I don't know what how he's gonna. He wants to work with other amputees, but like I don't know how long it would take to get to that.
Right.
But I want to get one made for you, definitely though. So basically, you put this on. You may not need it though again, but let's just try to show you really quick. It goes on like this, and it has these rollers on here, right? So I don't know if you can really these little rollers at the top.
Right.
So when you put it on, it's like I can't really. I'm not gonna be able to put it on camera, but like you push it down and it rolls right on so easily. Like within 20 seconds. Usually it takes me 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. If I'm really stressing out, it's hot because I'm like trying. This literally, it's called Olaf. The meaning behind it, the Olaf means, is hilarious. I wish I remembered it. I have to tell you after. You have to ask him for it. But it's just to make amputees day like very easy going. It's 20 seconds to put it on, but like this is like a new tool that they're making. And I'm like the first above knee amputee. He's a below the knee amputee. So he's trying to create all these. So
like your stump, is that you have that much of a stump?
So this is this is a little too lengthy. So with this, I have one that's cut, but I got it cut to like where it reaches. That's another thing I was going to tell you about your crotch or your balls area, right? So you don't use the extra to fold it over what I use it for, at least. I don't know if it's meant for the reason. You fold it over the excess. It's not this length, right?
Okay. All right. So I was gonna
say it's probably like right here though. It's probably like somewhere here, right?
Right.
So what I do with the excess, I fold it over leg, the prosthetic, and it acts like a cushion. And because before that, I'm talking about like it stabs you pretty bad, and it can be painful if you sit down and I don't want to go, you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, no, I gotcha. All right.
Yeah, it hurts.
So, and believe me, I'm old. My balls are probably a little bit lower than yours. All right.
Yeah.
So more of a risk involved, So
yeah.
But yeah, it's just fucking crazy that like all this shit goes on, because it's funny, because I was really like thinking, who the fuck goes through the same shit that I'm going through now? Because no matter what you say, you could say, listen, I understand what it's like to have no leg. You really can't. Because it's literally like everything that you do is harder. It's just like, just like I was standing up looking at a thermostat, earlier today, for one of the animals, and I was just like, this I gotta hold on to the cages, like, and if I reach up, like, people would be amazed what throws your balance off.
Oh, so let me ask you too about, is your balance, how is that? Because the first year your balance is off. 6 months to a year, that first gap right there is your balance is off. I don't know if you got your balance figured out yet.
Not yet. I mean, I could do about 10 minutes, but I can't do 10 minutes with nothing.
Transfer wheelchairs, like everything's off in that beginning. So it gets better. So everything gets better when you go to, because I fell plenty of times with my balance not being right. And I'll take everything down with me falling, and I'm not a leg person, right? I'm like close to 6 foot or 6 foot tall, and then I'm like 200 pounds plus, right? So when I'm falling and I grab something, it's the worst.
Yeah.
My sister used to always complain.
I fell one time so far, and that's just because I was on the walker. And I have this dresser in my bedroom where I literally replaced all the bedroom furniture like 3 months before I went into the hospital, right? And there was one dresser that I was like, no, I'm gonna keep that. It doesn't really match. It looks really cool. It looks old. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, plus my TV is on it. I don't want to move my TV, So I needed something in one of those drawers, and I leaned down in the walker, and the drawer stuck, and that was enough to just make me fall, right? And and I was like, as soon as I get my leg, I'm getting rid of that fucking dresser. Fuck.
So wait, when you fell though, did you fall on your stump, or did you fall because? Well, you're able to get up though, pretty good.
I pulled on all my wrestling training, my WWF wrestling training, and put myself mid-fall to fall on my other leg, right?
Got you.
And so, but I was still like embarrassed that I fell and everything, and like nobody was here.
Nah.
So I had to get up, right? So what I did was I scooted over to the windowsill, and with my massive upper body strength, I just heaved myself up from the windowsill, right? And when I got up, I was screaming like a lunatic. I was like, yes, one leg, and I fucking stood up. I'm like, King Kong ain't got nothing on me, right? And, I get back in the chair.
Those accomplishments, dude. You're gonna run into more accomplishments like that, where you when you first fall and you get up, and like the things as you like, okay, you learn, and you just, like I said right there, that time, it's gonna happen more.
I got back to the chair, and then I came back to my desk, and I was like, let me check on the incision just in case. And I checked the incision, and it was just busted open. And even though I didn't fall on that side, the shock, but like naturally you try and use that leg, right? So I tried to use that leg, and I must have busted open the incision again. And I was like, fuck, 3 more weeks in a wheelchair now because of a stuck draw, right?
Yeah. So like I had my first fall, I want to say it was like less than 6 months. Okay. So let's just say I was just wheelchair transferring from my sister's couch to the wheelchair. We were watching a movie, and then usually like I'm pretty good at it, but the wheelchair wasn't locked, and the wheelchair, I caught the tip of it, and it flew out. Now that fall is very scary, man. When you miss it, and it's a very like you're expecting to sit down, but no, your body just slams to the ground. And at that time, I can't get off the floor. I can't do what you did, right? Because I had the broken arm. This arm was really, you couldn't put too much weight on at the time. And I didn't have no muscle then. I lost a lot of it, right? And I was just sitting there waiting, and that's what sucked for me is I had to wait for assistance. So my sister, she's strong, but I didn't depend on my sister. I didn't want to like bring my sister down when I freaking tries to help me up. So she called for my nephew, and my nephew helped me up, and they're all having fun because we made fun of it. Like you can't be serious about everything. So we laughed about me falling. Anytime I felt plenty of times actually where we're all laughing about it. As long as it wasn't serious, right? Right. Because I'm laughing about it too. They'll laugh and just sometimes it's good to laugh about not pain, but like when you just make a simple mistake like that. But like there was one time. No, go ahead. Where I think I might have told you where I fell on the concrete on my stump.
Oh yeah, that's fucked up.
That when I was going to my truck, and then right when I slipped, I think I was hopping. Of course, I was hopping, and I was wearing the wrong shoes. So I noticed that when I leave this house or if I'm outside, I use shoes regardless. I was using these Crocs that tend to stick on concrete too much.
Yeah.
So with walking, it's fine, but like when I'm hopping, it tends to stick a little bit. And now I learned when I was hopping, it stuck and I fell and I tried catching myself in my head. I still thought I had the right leg, I guess. And I fell right on the stump. And now I'll tell you that was I sat there for at least 10 minutes, I want to say, just, absorbing the pain because that was extremely painful. And then I had to go to the, get it checked and all that to see if it was all good because it was literally in pain for, I don't know, 2 weeks or more, probably even up to a month. It just felt tender again.
When I told my doctor about it and I sent him a picture of it, he was like, go to the ER just in case, right? So you go to the ER, they charge you $400 just to be seen. And then they're like, yeah, just wrap it up again. It's fine. And I'm like, did I just pay you $400 fucking dollars for an ace bandage? But then you get the bill for the actual amputation and you're like, oh, okay, I could see that because the bill was like, I think it was like $180,000 to amputate the fucking leg. And,
that's nothing compared to mine.
Yeah, I bet. But, well, because I had
oh yeah, that was kidding, but that's a lot of money.
It was something like $400,000, and I'm like, thank God for fucking insurance,
I don't want to say what mine is, man. Mine would scare many people, and it just sucks with these hospitals. Like what, when a person is in need and stuff like that, and how much they charge for these things is insane. They're trying to build insurance.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. The fact that when you're in an emergency situation, your brain immediately reverts to you have the leg, even though you don't, and that just almost makes it worse, right? Because when you think your leg is supposed to be planted somewhere, you're like, oh fuck, that leg's not there. Like I'm definitely gonna fall now.
Yeah.
And
that's gonna happen. We put this gigantic grab bar that I use as a towel rack, but it's meant to put the full weight on, so that way I could depend on that. If I'm falling, I could grab that. But now I got it. Like I said, I'm pretty like stable. I do depend on that a little bit, but honestly, I'm pretty good at getting around everywhere. And like I said, I figured out how to get off the floor pretty well from the floor and hopping up to my foot without grabbing anything. I could do it pretty well. It's stuff that you learn. It's just like your leg gets used to carrying your whole weight around, all that.
Right. Yeah, I remember when I fell also coming out of the shower, and I fell into the hallway, right? So then I learned just to always keep your weight on the right side because there's plenty of things to grab on into the bed, in the bathroom.
You're missing your other leg, right? Yeah, you're missing your left, right? Yeah, we're opposite. Yeah, we're opposite. I remember that.
But they put the bars up in my shower too. And
that little grab ones.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it is really gonna turn the chicks on that come here. Yeah. Like, fucking bars in your fucking bathroom like an old fucking man, but the first time I used them in the shower, I was like, these things are awesome. I'm like, I love them.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially, man, when they made these tools for a purpose, right? So like you got to use them, right? You got to you try not to be too manly in your head. So like me, I use a shower bench. I'm like, I hate looking at that shower bench sometimes, but man, if I didn't have that, man, I'm like, you want to be able to shower properly. I can't just stand. It's a risk too to fall and all that. That's another.
You can't hop over the tub.
No, unless you sit on the edge and then swivel over. But in the beginning, that stuff is hard, man. Even though when I go to like hotels, dude, like there's sometimes that they don't give the shower bench or whatever, or like they don't give me because I'll stay with other people sometimes for like Tinley or Tinley, whatever. I stayed with my friend Miggy, and there was one trip that they didn't give me a chair, and I was just like, man, just give me, or I think it was Animal Con. There was Animal Con. I was like, man, just give me a shower or a chair from the lawn chair from the swimming pool area, man. I was like, I don't need it. I'm not picky anymore. I just want to be able to have somewhere I can shower. Speaking of showering, exactly.
Because I got the shower bench too, and I don't mind it because I knew that. I normally I take like 2 showers a day, one in the morning and one at night. And that's gone down to 1 shower a day now, because it still is a pain in the ass in the with the shower bed.
I just wanted to bring up about the showering like assistance, like in the beginning. Like, man, when I got out from the accident, you don't really want help in the shower at all. From the hospital, of course, they're meant to do that. That's their job. When you get home, you want to figure out on your own. But like, man, I was limited on what I can do with this hand. So like this hand, it was in the beginning was really it had a lot of wrapping on it and all kinds of stuff covering it. So I couldn't get it wet. So I got to shower with a bag over this arm for the first month or two.
That never works. Yeah, that never works.
And then I have to thank my nephew, which is he's my niece's fiance. He helped me shower, man. And I thank God for him. I was like, man, because then like, if I didn't have somebody like him, I was like, I mean, shoot, you shower the best you can, but man, it's good that you have family like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to use, you just got to take the help, when it's given too.
For the first month, my parents basically moved in with me, and that was a little rough. Okay, but you can't really be a dick to them because that like you need them, and they're taking time out of their life to fucking to help you out and do everything. But
I'll tell you, it's not easy though. It's not easy, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's not easy having them here all the time. I mean, they still come over like 3 hours every day, and I'm like, you don't have to come over tomorrow. Like, it's okay,
And then, how much bedtime did you have in the beginning? Were you in bed a lot? Because I was in bed.
I was constantly in bed. Yeah.
Also, same thing as me.
People don't realize that when you take the leg off, if you lay on your side, for some reason, your stump just starts going up in the air.
It does that. So, okay, even to this day, if there's certain stretches, it does that. The weight is off, so like it becomes uncomfortable at times too.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's even more like I'm not a back sleeper, so I can't really just fall asleep on my back. So I have
no, I'm a side sleeper.
And then whenever I roll over, my fucking stump just goes like this. But you got to remember, your brain still thinks that it had 10 extra pounds of weight on that leg. So it always would just come down.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things. Getting comfortable at night, like I'm still up until 5:30 in the morning every night. I that's about 8, but then I'm up and at 'em again. So it's it's like the weirdest shit that you wouldn't even think of, gets affected by you not having the leg. And you just think like of what that leg does for you every day when you have one. The one thing I tried, I don't know if you tried, but I tried to keep the leg, but they won't let you do it. They won't let you fucking keep your leg.
Yeah, so I had tattoos on my leg, right? So I was like, man, I wanted them to skin graft. I was like, man, or I woke up and it was already gone. But I was like, man, this skin graft right here, instead of
Right.
taking out this leg that I have, they should have took off like one of those tattoo pieces that I had.
Right.
Just
Right.
for
And just put it on. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like why can't you take the skin off? Maybe it was really small. I don't know how that leg looked.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there had to be like some like a piece this big just to put on there. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I didn't try to keep the leg though, but because I know my cousin had to be a part. So I have a cousin who worked at the hospital,
Mhm.
and he was there the whole time I was in my coma. Well, he was there my whole visit there or my whole stay there. But he had to be a part of not removing my leg, but like he's the assistant to the surgeon or whatever, and he had to hold my leg at one point. And I was like, man, that's I think that's insane just to hold your family member's leg in
Yeah.
your hand like that. And
Well,
I
I offered them $1,000 to keep the leg, right? And
yeah,
they're like, "What do you want it for?" And I'm like, "I figure I want to throw
put it
into
behind you.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to throw it into like where they have those flesh-eating beetles, and I'll just have
Yeah,
like the bone left, and then I'll put the bones up behind me." And they
yeah,
were
those
like,
things come with your dubia roaches, man. I don't like them in my room too much, but because like all these sheds that I try to hang here, like right
"Right,
here, I have a Mangchang viper shed from a
right,
friend. That I don't want that. I don't want to mess with that shed. That's cool. I think that's not too many people have a Mangchang viper shed, and and
right."
those dang beetles could freaking eat it all. But yeah, anyway, you were talking about like keeping the leg. Yeah.
They yeah, they just looked at me like I was a weirdo, but I was
People
like,
do keep. I feel like people keep like fingertips and stuff like that. I swear, did Tyler Nolan or one of those guys keep
Yeah, I
some of
heard
their
that
body?
depending on the size, if it's under like a certain measurement, you could keep it, but I mean, it's gone now. But what they did for me was really cool was uh two of the bigger ball python people like went to like 8 different stores at Tinley and they found a mannequin leg and they had everybody sign
Yeah,
the mannequin leg, and then they sent me the leg, and they auctioned it off. So the reptile people
yeah.
have been great to me during this. And I'm kind of surprised because fucking I thought everybody hated me, So it's it's not a bad deal. They really came through. So
No, I was gonna say, did you ever be able to do our little thing with our two logos together?
I'm gonna do that for the preview. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. I'm very excited about it. Um, so for a guy in a wheelchair, you own some animals that a guy in a
Yeah,
wheelchair probably shouldn't own, right?
yeah. Well, I'm trying to normalize it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would say these snakes are meant for everyone, right? Because you should be passionate about what you have, right? So there's a reason why I have what I have. It was my dreams before my accident. It's my dream as a kid. I remember I always wanted a retic. I always wanted an anaconda, an African rock, berm, and all that. The berm, of course, is a puppy dog, but my African rock and my like let's say my retic for example is a F1. So your mom was a wild caught. So
Right.
retics they could be a little
Yeah.
cantankerous. But yes, it's a learning process. There's not really a video or how-to video right now on the internet of like how to handle these animals in a wheelchair.
Right.
But I mean, first things, I have to make sure I know what I have them, how big these animals will get. And that's why, I work out. I try to stay fit so I can move these things around.
Right.
But it's just learning how to swivel around the wheelchair a little bit, trying to learn how to work with them basically in a wheelchair. It's just trying to adapt with them.
Wait,
It's definitely, I'm learning every day.
do you have a height limit on cages right now?
Yeah, so I'll put the most sometimes that top tub right there it has nothing in it sometimes, but right now it has these are usually used for ball pythons. I usually don't keep like the retics in one of these PVC enclosures, but yeah, like height limit for let's say it depends on what it is. Like I won't put the retic too high, or put like a snake too high that's too big. I would say I'll keep them probably wheelchair level and all that. And um, yeah, this is definitely the height thing it can get to because your leg tends to strain at times, especially
Right.
when you're trying to feed like the higher tubs and they're not taking it right away. But yeah, like that can get you. So like I do adjust what's in what cage, of course with their aggression, and I'll put the ones that where I can get to them I can work with them at like
Right.
that mid level.
Right.
I'll put those things that are a little bit like defensive, all that. I'll put them at a level where I can work with them. But like I said, ball pythons are most of these tubs are behind me.
Now,
And then
is it easier to just put the leg on and work with them, or is it
no,
easier in the chair?
in the chair. So I find it easier without the leg because in my house it's just with the leg on, and the leg I'm very scared at the moment because I don't want to smash the snake with the leg because there's not feeling in there or anything.
Right.
So yeah, I just feel I'm able to maneuver around in the wheelchair around my house. So like if I'm working with like let's just say water bowls and stuff like that, I would have to have a cane, because when I'm walking I need a cane. So like it's a lot easier without the leg and using the wheelchair, grabbing a water bowl and like dumping the water bowl, or holding a snake because you have both your hands. Versus if you have your leg and let's say leg and wheelchair, I feel like there's no purpose of the leg and wheelchair if you're gonna be in a wheelchair.
Well, here's the other thing that I have a question about is how the fuck do you carry something in this chair, right? Because the fucking the side rests don't go out enough to like put a box on it, okay,
Yeah.
or something like that, and just even having like a cell phone and a vape or whatever, you gotta like almost stuff it in your ass and fucking.
Oh, you could carry on your pockets?
Yeah. I'm talking. Yeah, I don't have pockets on mine.
Okay, so no, you're talking about just your pocket. Like, how do you carry? Oh, like carry anything on it?
But like if I got a box in the mail, right?
Yeah.
How do I just put it on and carry the box?
Man, I just hook it on. I just carry that thing around like like this, just manhandling it around. I mean, I don't ever think about things like that actually. You kind of adapt to everything.
Right.
And I don't like like stuff like that. I don't really
Yeah, because I know when I take like the trash out and all that.
Okay, yeah. When you're taking multiple things and like groceries and stuff like that. Yeah, usually I
use my good foot as like I just stretch it out, and I use that as like the thing to push the boxes with, So
I pushed it in wheelchair. Yeah,
right, exactly. I'm like I'm like a fat hand truck, okay, like that. And, but yeah, it takes a little getting used to, because thankfully I'm on the first floor, and I have
oh, that's nice. Then you don't have no stairs you have to worry about.
No stairs I gotta worry about.
Have you done stairs yet with one foot?
No, not at all.
Okay, not at all. Okay,
I know the way to do it is to just basically sit down and kind of scoot yourself up. You
can do it that way. I mean, it depends if you have a railing, right?
There's no way I'm gonna hop like fucking 8 inches. There's no way, right?
Dude, I did it pretty much in the beginning though, but like, it's not too hard. You just got to make sure you have a railing and put that weight on on the railing, and then push up and then hop.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
You just gotta push up and hop. You gotta like whatever you're grabbing, make sure it's structurally strong.
Right.
And to put your full weight on it and then just hop, dude. Like it's you gotta just do it in the beginning because there's 2 steps to get, or 1, 2, like 2 or 3 steps, and they're big steps. And I gotta do big jumps sometimes, and then like sometimes it's because, dude, if I fall backwards off the top, oh, that's a big fall. That's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's a big fall though. It gets scary at times. I don't know what age I'll stop doing. Maybe I have to go to a ramp at some point in life, right?
Right.
But like right now, I'm able to hop stairs pretty well. Like my friends have like 16 stairs, and like I could scoot my butt up the whole time, but like I tend to hop it, and it's a good workout. But man, it does get scary on your knees sometimes because you're afraid that you're gonna injure your knee if you put hop the wrong way
on the knee, right?
Yeah,
and like my paranoia every day is like fucking just make sure you take care of the other fucking leg. You know,
Dude, that's
take
all. That's all gets to your head is like you worry about that tearing it, just injuring it again, right? You don't want to lose your one leg that you have left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then going through it, like, I was like, listen, if anything ever happens to the other leg, just take me to a big flight of stairs and push me down it, in the chair. Because
Hey, you still have one leg left, man.
Yeah, I know, I know, but I can't really balance on that one, Holy
I'm just kidding.
All right, Ben.
I get those jokes all the time.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about that you want to bring to attention to people? I mean, really, part of the reason that I wanted to have you on is, just let people know that are going through shit like this. It's like, listen, it ain't over, man. It's just a fucking leg, man. Fucking, get up and fucking move on and do shit that you want to do.
That's exactly it, man. Like you just gotta it ain't over. Your life, your dreams don't stop. And actually, my dreams moved a little bit faster, I would say, in my case, because beforehand, I was working 60-hour work weeks, doing construction. So I was always, I was breaking concrete. It's something I enjoyed though. Like I loved doing what I was doing. But animals and doing what I do now, working with these snakes and all that is what my dream goal was. And I don't get yet paid off of them. I don't make income off of them, but it's still it's my dream job to do, or dream, just to work with them, and that's all I do now. It's just, I mean, like I even enjoy picking up their crap at times. I'm like, man, I always have a smile on my face when I'm working with these guys. But yeah, it definitely, I think in my case, like it worked out better for me.
Yeah, I mean, and people forget, a lot of benefits come with this fucking whole missing a leg thing. Like fucking, you get premium parking wherever you go. You get on the plane first, right? Like fucking.
On the plane first. Dude, yeah. Have you been on a flight yet?
Not yet. No. I'm gonna go to Tinley March though. And
I'm trying to make that one too. I hope I can make Tinley March. If I go to Tinley March, I know Mike Stefani was talking about a race a while back, but I don't know how you feel about possibly doing some type of race at Tinley.
Yeah, I would definitely do a race with you and Mike.
Yeah,
that would be fun, man.
Definitely,
because we're all part of the Caps now. That's the way I look at it. You're just like Cap for life, man. Like because it's not going to grow. It's not going to grow back. So
no.
No,
you can say Mike has an advantage.
Yeah, well, Mike will have the advantage because he'll have all the hot girls pushing him. So it's all good.
Yeah.
So, all right, Benny, how can people get in touch with you?
You can follow my Instagram. It's Bionic_Benny on Instagram. My YouTube is Bionic Benny. TikTok, I think it's Bionic_. If not, it's Bionic Benny on there too. So everything's Bionic Benny right there.
Do you do a lot of videos?
YouTube, I slow down. Like I try to do every week, but I'll miss a few weeks or so. But I've yet to go without a month without videos. So like my next video is actually, I have a clutch of eggs, of ball python eggs that just got laid right now. So I was like, I'm gonna do that right after this. Cool. But yeah, I try to post frequently on Instagram and then frequently on TikTok. So I try to stay active on all those platforms.
Okay, well, Bionic Benny, everybody, go follow him everywhere. Now,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. And I will maybe see you at Tinley. If not, I'll be out on the West Coast soon anyway, to one of the West Coast shows. Geeky Geckos is Arizona's largest gecko breeder, and they're helping usher the fat man into the leopard gecko space. They have a really popular YouTube channel for education, care, and breeding, and all that other fun shit. And they have an active community on Instagram, Facebook, and Discord over at Geeky Gecko Creations. Oh, since they're in Arizona and it's fucking 98 degrees there in the winter, they could ship year round. Plus, if you buy from them, they basically have free consultations about your collection for life. That's forever. Forever and ever. Call or text Frank today at 480-299-7657 with any questions or inquiries that you have. That's a fucking man that stands by his shit, that he's willing to give out his fucking cell number to all of you degenerates. There's another Snakes and the Fat Man special with Geeky Gecko Creations. It's hard to fucking say. There's a special 10% discount on all applicable animals using code SATFM10 at checkout. Go check out Frank and his awesome fucking animals at geekygeckocreations.com. All right, guys, I want to thank Bionic Benny for taking the time to actually come on the show and tell his story, man. He got a fucking badass story. That dude is doing a lot more than I am. And he already got his leg and everything. He's walking over at fucking Animal Con, and he's walking every day. Something I'm hoping to do come December or January. So, guys, I mean, really, this year you guys have shown a tremendous amount of love to the Fat Man, and I just want to thank all of you guys. I say it all the time, but it's fucking not lost on me. The support that you guys show is fucking awesome. This is the last original show of the year. However, or should I say, this is the last Snakes and the Fat Man of the year. But we're still going to do a couple more Fat Man lives. We're still going to do a couple more Zoom calls. Just check my socials for all of that. We're definitely doing a couple more Bronx Down Unders now that Luke has internet again in Australia. And the next one is going to be on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, where we're going to talk about Puerto Rico. Yeah, I know. Whose idea do you think that was? All right. Take a wild fucking pie in the sky Hail Mary pass at whose idea doing Puerto Rico was. God damn it. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great holiday, man. Fucking happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, fucking Happy New Year's, happy whatever the fuck you celebrate. If you're a Jew, Happy Hanukkah. If you're a black dude, happy fucking Kwanzaa. I don't know, just whatever you do, don't drink and drive, all right? Don't be a fucking asshole, all right? I will see you guys on December 1st, where I'm going to be live with Leviathan Snakes at 8 o'clock. Going to launch the contest right on the air there. And then at 9 o'clock, again, the premiere of 15 minutes of Ball Python documentary. I fucking hope you guys fucking love it, man. It's actually, it's just a great movie, and not because I'm involved in it, okay? It's just a great movie for a ton of other reasons, okay? I mean, Justin is in it, Shane is in it, Courtney's in it, Steven's in it, Brian's in it, Donato's in it. I mean, it's just, you're going to want to watch it, all right? So, guys, have a happy holiday, and I will see you either on Fat Man Live, the Zoom call, Bronx Down Under, one of the other shows, but that's going to all be going on in December as well. Don't forget to vote every day from December 1st till December 24th at 11:59 midnight for your favorite 15 Minutes of Lame contestant in the 15 Minutes of Lame contest. Of course, we're going to crown the new winner, who's going to get their first episode on January 1st, and it's going to be a full episode, all right? That they basically opened for somebody last time, and now they're getting to headlines. So vote fucking as much as you want every 24 hours. Pick your favorites, pick multiple favorites. I know that I have a bunch of multiple favorites this year. And I'll see you guys on December 1st. And then after that, I'll see you guys on January 1st. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. Everyone talks their own shit about what kind of racks you should buy. Metal racks are great, but everyone doesn't want a goddamn 7-foot high, 6-foot wide, 2,000-pound metal rack in their fucking house. That's a 2-refrigerator footprint, man. 2 fucking refrigerators. Sea Serpents makes insane quality racks that could fit anywhere. They're stackable PVC racks that are living room friendly, and they're shipped fully assembled with heat tape already installed. Just plug it into a thermostat and you're ready to go. When we had the shop, we had over 20 Sea Serpent racks there before they ever became a sponsor of Snakes and the Fat Man. I don't breed much anymore these days, but I still have a few racks here in my house, and you could be goddamn sure that they're Sea Serpents. Oh, and they also make hotbox incubators, probably the best reptile incubators made in America. At the height of our breeding business, we had 4 4-foot hotbox incubators, and again, I still have a small hotbox incubator here in case anything I keep actually does breed. Go to SeaSerpents.com and check out their incredible selection of PVC racks, and tell Chris Nettles that the Fat Man sent you.